let me say this to you. Until you become obedient to what the Lord has said to you, you will never know the preparation He has made ahead of you. Remember, today is the tomorrow that you dreamt yesterday. And so why don't you take a step? Poor people suffer. Rich people suffer. Married people suffer. Single people suffer. Employers suffer. Entrepreneurs suffer. Suffering is the constant cost of life. And so all that you need to do is to choose a life that is worth suffering for. The wait is finally over. Indeed, the wait is finally over. This is the maiden episode of many episodes to come on this very podcast, Tomorrow Today. In fact, you're welcome to this channel. I'm going to talk to you about the reasons behind the start of this podcast and the goal. If you're new here, please, I will urge you to subscribe to this channel and let's begin this journey together. I believe that before I'm done with everything that I have for you today, you will find the reasons you need to be part of this journey. Okay? And so let me start with this. How long have I had this dream? And why am I even starting today? I remember 2 years ago when I started recording my videos and posting them on YouTube, Facebook, and sometimes on TikTok. The name for the channel was Budufire. At that time, I had this dream, this big dream, this desire to start a podcast, but the fear was too much, and so I coiled back in, and I only focused on the normal video recording and blah blah blah. But as time went on, I realized that there is still something within me that I desired to do podcast. Without doing the thing, I felt like something was not right and I wasn't complete in a way. Meanwhile, I had already designed the name Tomorrow Today for a longer time. The very year that I started Budufire channel, that was the same year I created the Tomorrow Today podcast channel. But let me tell you one funny thing. I posted only one video. For about 2 years now, only one video. And so it got a point in time that I gave up on it. I was thinking there's no way I'm going to start a podcast. Even though down within me, I thought that there is a need for me to start the podcast. The question was, when am I going to start it? How am I going to start it? And will people even accept it? Because even the first channel that I created, yes, I have some subscribers. We are not even up to 500 people. But I know people will subscribe to that channel if we keep the consistency. Okay, and same applies to this. If we keep the consistency, I know people will buy into the idea. And so, to cut this long story short, I decided in December that I need to make this come to pass. Tomorrow Today podcast needs to come to pass. And so let me quickly tell you one story. I was watching Alex Hormozi. He's one of the people that I like watching on YouTube, and I love watching his podcast. And I chanced upon one of his videos, and when I was watching his videos, he made a quote, and that quote resonated well with me. That quote really sank into my heart. I thought about it many times, and as I'm talking to you right now, that quote is on my wall. Yes, it's on my wall now as I talk to you, because it pushed me to the wall and it compelled me to do what I'm doing today. And what does the quote say? Let me see what it says. Let me even read it. It says that, I think this one is a paraphrase one, and so let me quickly quote the original thing. I might not get it in detail. So this is what it says. It says that poor people suffer, rich people suffer, married people suffer, single people suffer, employers suffer, entrepreneurs suffer. Suffering is the constant cost of life. And so all that you need to do is to choose a life that is worth suffering for. In fact, after hearing this, I sat down to think about it. that video, I played it repeatedly for about 5 times just to catch what he was saying. And afterwards, I wrote it down. I wrote the quote down because the quote was so deep. And I thought about it, and I thought about it many times. And one thing that you should know is that I am a pastor, I'm a believer. And so quickly, I went into the Bible to really understand where he is coming from and the reason for that quote. And so let me read what I found to you. Let me read what I found to you. And the reason I have this in my studio, and the reason I have started this podcast. Let me read. And the story is found in 2 Kings chapter 7. I'm going to read from the verse 3 to 8. So let me read. It says that, now there were 4 men with leprosy at the entrance of the city gate. They said to each other, why stay here until we die? If we say we will go into the city, the famine is there, and we will die. And if we stay here, we will die. So let's go over to the camp of the Arameans and surrender. If they spare us, we live. If they kill us, then we die. At dusk, they got up and went to the camp of the Arameans. When they marched to the edge of the camp, not a man was there. For the Lord had caused the Arameans to hear the sound of chariots and horses and a great army. So they said to one another, look, the king of Israel has hired the Hittite and Egyptian kings to attack us. So they got up and fled into the dusk and abandoned their tent and their horses and donkeys. They left the camp as it was and ran for their lives. Verse number 8. Verse number 8. The men who had leprosy reached the edge of the camp and entered one of the tents. They ate and drank and carried away silver, gold, and clothes, and went off and hid them. They returned and entered another tent and took some things from it and hid them also. Let me say this to you. Until you become obedient to what the Lord has said to you, you will never know the preparation he has made ahead of you. Now, if you look at this story, these 4 men, were outside the city, okay, and the city was experiencing famine, and they were afraid to go back to the city because already there is no food in the city. They were already struggling with what to survive on, and so going into the city will be a challenge to these people. Then again, the nearby camp is full of enemies. Oh my God. And if they also remain where they were, there isn't any food there for them to survive. And so 3 options, none is giving any assurance. And so these men said to themselves, if we stay here, we are going to die. If we go into the city, we might also die because there isn't any food there. If we go into the enemy's camp, we might die there because they might kill us. These are the 3 options that he had, and all of them were not favorable. But it got to a point in time that they said to themselves, we need to go. We need to make a step. And surprisingly, when they made that bold step to go into the camp of the enemy, they got there and the enemies were not there, because the Lord had already gone ahead of them to make that preparation for their survival. And so when I read this, I understood what Alex was saying, that suffering is part. Where you are right now, you are suffering. Where you want to go, there is suffering attached to it. And so you ask yourself, what is it that I want? Choose that thing that you want and fight for it. And so when I got to this point, I said to myself that there is no more excuse. I'm not going to make any excuse for myself. I need to do this. It doesn't matter the cost that setting up a studio comes with. I will still do it. Because even if I sit down idle without this podcast, I still struggle. Within me, I don't find any peace. I don't find any fulfillment. If I decide to do it too, it comes with a cost. And at the moment, I didn't have anything to secure the things that I needed. And so you realize that in any ways, there is difficulties and I need to make a step. And so I decided to do it. And taking the step, here I am. And so me starting now is because of what I've read to you. And I believe that you can also resonate. In your life, there is something that you know you have to do. You have calculated the cost many years now. You've not made any step. And so you've not seen the miracle of the Lord. Take a bold step, move on, and you will see the preparation the Lord has made ahead of you. And so the wait is over. I'm saying to myself, the wait is over. The wait is over. As I have started to, my prayer is that the Lord will grace me with the strength so that the consistency will be there. The consistency will be there. Okay, so that in the next 2, 3, 5 years, the dream that I have, I will see it happening. I'll be living it. In fact, all that you see behind me, starting this podcast, the gadget that I have, they were all dreams. But as I took the first step, I've seen the reality of it. In the same light, if you take a step, you will see the manifestation of your dream. You will see you living your dream because the Lord is in the boat with you. The purpose for this podcast is not only to come and tell you what I know, because I'm not the hub of knowledge. Yes, I'm not a hub of knowledge. The only thing that I can do is to share with you my experiences and other things so that we can learn. However, I'm going to bring experienced people on set too, so that they can share with us their experiences in life, the ones that we can learn, copy and incorporate into our lives, so that we can see the future materializing in our present. Tomorrow Today is emphasizing the importance of you taking actions today to see the tomorrow that you seek today. Because without you building the foundation today, there's no way you're going to see tomorrow. Okay, remember, today is the tomorrow that you dreamt yesterday. And so why don't you take a step? This is what I want to say. If you agree with me with this journey, I've given myself 5 years that this should be one of the best podcasts in Ghana, if not in Africa, in the world. It is a big dream, seriously. But the truth is that you and I are going to make this one possible. Let's say to ourselves that in 5 years' time, we want to see some changes. We want to change the narratives in our lives. We don't want to remain the same. And so in this next 5 years, we are going to learn. On this podcast, that is what we're going to do. We are going to bring knowledge, experiences, lessons from people's lives that we can incorporate into ours so that we can see the changes. Okay, that is what we are going to do. We are going to learn. We are going to learn. And so be part of this journey and let's move together. We will look back in 5 years' time and say, yes, indeed, we took this journey and the Lord has made it possible. And so please, if you haven't subscribed yet, do well to subscribe to this channel because we are on a journey. We are on a journey to transform our lives. You can write in the comment section what you want us to talk about, and we will do that. As we have started, we will start slowly, but for sure, we are going to get to that level that we will set for ourselves. And so basically, this is the reason for this channel, Tomorrow Today. And I'm going to be your host. I am Pastor Patrick Mensah. You can call me Budifier, and I'll be okay with that. We'll be bringing you a lot of lessons. And so stay tuned. Stay tuned. As you have subscribed, be part of this family, and we will get to that destination. God bless you. And as usual, I'll see you in the next video. Share with others. Bye-bye.